Yo, what up? Is your boy Red? I'm gonna review Zoey 102, the film, right? It's always been hinted at over the years they're gonna either make a show or a film, and here we are, man, the film, right? But let me tell you my history with Zoey 101. I used to watch it all the time. I grew up very, poor, so I didn't have any cable or nothing like that. When I was in high school or junior high, I forget when, my parents were finally able to afford it. And I was able to watch a lot of reruns of Zoey and even some of the new episodes at that time. And I loved the show. I mean, among other shows too, like, My Life as a Teenage Robot and stuff like that. But I love Zoey 101. I love those kind of comedy sitcom shows. Way different than Degrassi was, right? So it was nice to see this. I loved all the characters, the first cast, the second, because some of the characters switch over time. I mean, the kids show, right? Sometimes the parents pull them out. Sometimes they don't get along with each other. It just happens naturally. You have transitions from from Dana to Lola, and stuff like that. Eventually, you get the cast you get at the end of the season 3 and 4, right? Which is the ones you kind of remember the most because, they're the last ones. So it was nice, growing up watching this show, and it was funny, and will they, won't they, especially with, the two main characters, Jamie Lynn Spears' character Zoey, and her love interest, who secretly loves her, Chase. And among the other characters, we love Logan. We like Michael, Justin too, but sadly he's not in the film. Quinn, she's in the film. So, and then my favorite character, you guys didn't know, was Victoria Justice's character, Lola. And I always had a crush on Victoria Justice, and it's sad she's not in the film, but I understand, conflicts and stuff like that, interest, timing didn't work for her. But it's great to see this show. And then actually in season 4, one of the main characters was replaced by, guess who? You would never imagine who he became, Austin Butler. At the time, you didn't know who he was. Now you know he played Elvis, right? Crazy, right? How that works out with some of these characters, and eventually time goes on. So, with that being said, though, that was my history with Zoey 101. I love the show. Sucks that it got canceled for the dumbest reasons. It wouldn't get canceled nowadays, but it was their policy, so you gotta let it go at the time. The movie, right? Zoey 102, that's what we're here for. I was excited. I was like, I'm gonna watch it one night. I have enough time to watch it. It's kind of a long film. I think it was 101 minutes, so an hour and plus. Not too long, but average film-wise. And I wanted to watch it, and it starts off not bad, actually. I was like, oh, it's going to focus more on Zoey, which Zoey 101 kind of did. But her role was reversed here. And by that, I mean, she basically became Chase's character from the show. And if you guys didn't know, in Zoey 101, Chase usually did all these crazy things in order to get Zoey's attention. This time around, Zoey is doing all these crazy things, not only to get Chase's attention, but to elevate herself among her friends. Because she's in the beginning, which is what we all do here. We haven't seen someone in a while. We look at everything social media wise, and that's what Zoey is doing, right? I mean, she's not doing bad by any standards. If anything, she's doing great too. She's a producer for a TV show in Hollywood, a very popular TV show. All the cast members look up to Zoey because that's how Zoey was in the show. Everyone looked up to Zoey, came for her for advice, and we still get to see that here, which is great. But again, you go down that rabbit hole, see what everyone else is doing that you haven't kept in touch with, and you compare yourself to them, and eventually she hires a pretend boyfriend, an actor, to help her go to her best friend's wedding, Quinn and Reese's wedding, Logan's, right? And that's where her show begins to start off like because apparently her and Chase broke up in high school, but of course we don't get to see that, we just get their word for it. And things went sour, so she's trying to make it seem like she's all right, but she still has feelings for Chase. Chase is kind of doing the same thing, but we're kept in the dark about that until the end. So we just assume that Chase is doing it good. I think he's a teacher, right, in this movie. But he also seems to have feelings for Zoey as well. We get to see that throughout the whole show. I mean, the movie. During this is all happening, like again, Quinn and Logan's wedding is occurring, so you got, I never do this, but apparently a lot of other people do this. In my culture, they don't do this. You just go to the wedding for one day, but they have like a 3-day weekend thing, where you have everyone comes, parties the first day, second day, the rehearsal, and, you know, just spending time together, the girls, and the third day is the wedding. I don't normally do that. We just go for the wedding and we party all day afterwards until like the next day. But anyways, so we get to see this all happen, and on top of that, Zoe's trying to get a promotion at work, so she has to work the same day as Logan and Quinn's wedding, which is a conflict because she's the maid of honor. So that, you know, already you're like, damn, how's she gonna do that? Luckily, the shoot and everything is up the street from her, 2 miles, I think it was, not that far. And there's this electric driving car. Overall, you can see where this is going, right? You're like, it could be funny. Or like me, I was like, man, I seen this before. I seen it done better. But the only thing that kept me watching this was Zoe and the rest of the crew. I grew up on them. I love them, right? Seeing them now older, around my age is great, right? Because I grew up on them. So it was like, whoa, they're my age. They're doing this. The movie, I have to support it. I don't have to, but I wanted to watch it, right? And it was all right. I enjoyed it. The music choices were great. Like I said in the beginning, it was really on point with the music, and then all of a sudden they kind of dropped the ball on the music. I don't know what was going on there. The wedding itself kind of felt like it wasn't even Quinn's wedding. She was in the focus. Of course, it isn't the focus. They're gonna focus more on Zoe. But the best parts of the movie is when they're spending time together. That bar scene where they're just singing and having fun, seeing some of the old cast and some of the supporting character cast, that was great. There were some characters there, I don't know who they were, but they knew them, so I'm just gonna let it go. But yeah, it was just nice seeing these guys. And then the end where we finally go to PCA. By the way, PCA was a fake school. They even said it when they were hanging out at the bar, that the principal stole all their money, they're on student loans. So that's kind of sad. They kind of ruined that for me because PCA looked amazing, but whatever. I get it. They have to move on. But yeah, like I said, if you're a big fan of Zoe and you kind of like these rom-coms, you're gonna love this. Or if you're like me, who I love Zoe but not really into the rom-coms, and I've seen so many that I'm like, you're like me, you're gonna find this film pretty average. The only thing that held it up was the Zoe name. You know, I love it. And what would I give this movie, right? Man, I'm gonna have to go with the critics here and everyone else. I'm gonna have to give it an average score of 5 out of 10. I enjoyed seeing everyone back. It was great. I wish more of the cast came back. You know, Dana, Lola, especially. You know, Justin. You know, but whatever. That's what we get. Thank you guys for watching my review. Hit that like, hit that sub. Don't forget, links down below for some merch. And I'll catch you guys in my next review. All right. Peace out.